What's up? Just casually eating. Wait, 6 hours ago? The clock was like 12. What? Alright. Well, hello everyone. Just eating because, like, actually I forgot, like, I forgot what fucking dinner was. So now I'm eating here at like 8 p.m. Cheers. By the way, maybe I should also write that here. Like that. This is just an extension from like afternoon stream because I was tired there. I'd just woken up. Yeah, just woken up. But yeah, now it's time to do some things. So, I have some things in mind that we can do. One of them, yeah, one of them, Sound Blast 16. We could do a Sound Blast 16 fucking thing. We will work on VGA, USB, and other things. I'll really quickly find the PCI thing here. Just check. So, SATA, I already have SATA as a driver, and also I also think ATA actually, and IDE. Those are the things that I already have with storage controllers, so I don't need more there. Networking, I am not going to be doing networking yet. Maybe I should really quickly zoom in. VGA and other and a 3D controller. Maybe actually. That could actually be something. Multimedia, that's video encoder, video controller, audio controller. Okay. Memory controller. Don't know if can you even do this with QEMU? I don't even know QEMU. Serial controller and parallel. I want to get those two also in some way, shape, or form. The pick. Here we have the generic one right here. I actually don't think it shows up. So it's here. So we have a host bridge here. We need to look for class 8s. And nothing there. Yeah, because here we exit init for there. And here we just generally exit, I do believe. Yeah, we do. So yeah, we don't even have that one actually technically. Oh right, yeah, that's because that's not on the PCI. Oh, maybe I should really quick turn down the sound for you guys. Fuck. Sorry for that. Input controllers, we don't do that using PCI. We do that using what's it called? USB and other serial peripherals, but not the PCI. Again, you can see here Wireless controller. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Maybe we'll also go into some processor shit, but yeah. We could do more timers. But yeah, for now at least, what I have currently running here on it is a Sound Blast 16, a Verge IO GPU, I can't remember what this was, and then a fuck ton of discs. Things I really quick want. QEMU system x86 // that's a / device help. So here we can check, see what kind of devices we can get using QEMU. Damn, that's good. Let me see. So we can do PCI serial right here. Because I can do that. Can you actually get a floppy disk using using PCI? Because floppy bus, yeah, that's just floppy bus. You need to manually go in and then talk to it. And nope. And USB. I could maybe think about doing a USB keyboard. Maybe. Input devices. A USB keyboard right here. You also just generally have some USB serial. Yeah, well, alright. Virtual console. Using. Oh, that's VirtIO, alright. Not because I'm probably not going to use VirtIO that much. What the fuck was that now again? That's the wrong key combination. Damn. RAM FB, I've actually also heard that's pretty good. Nothing I want to do, but yeah. Yeah. See what is that? Oh, that's the PS2 controller. Fuck's sake, Bjorn. So I think actually I have. What do I actually have? Fully, just what do I have? If I do VGA here, would it then break? Oh. It will not. And I think also then at that point, yeah, then we do have a VGA controller. At like with 03 there, and then it should be 030 and proc if I do not display proc if. Alright. But yeah. And we apparently display all the information for this one. Huh. That's of course fun. But I would guess that it is 0 here with progif. We can really quick check. We can just check. There. Down with me. A little bit up. Here. Let's see, progif. That's 0, great. Then we know that's a display controller. It's a VGA compatible controller, and it's VGA, and it's a general big VPN VGA controller. That's what we now know. Now we just need to communicate with it. Kind of. Because it's not like, it's not always that there is a VGA. There could be a HDMI or DVI for that matter. So which one should we do first? Here on my list, I do say getting VSA modes to work. But if I fucking have a VGA controller on the PCI bus, then I don't think I didn't need it. At that point. I know I've seen this. That was fucking thing in no, I don't want to go to a cruise school yet, a driving school yet. Something down here. I like it when there's. What the heck is still under here? A screwdriver, not just a screwdriver. What? What else? Oh, nail clipper. Okay. OS diff. Is that a part of the RS-232? All right. We can do RS-232 on the serial, no, serial port, but fuck. Yeah, getting I think we're gonna do a VGA. Now I will bet if I check on the VGA here, I actually have a few things. Hardware. Do not report the VGA addresses to their configuration space, and that the addresses can not be remapped. Why? Just I can fucking. Ooh. I can fucking have 2 VGAs. That would actually also make sense. Resources. VGA PCI. OS diff. Legacy VGA video RAM access on PCI graphics card. Boom. Try to say that 5 times quickly. Maybe there is no standard, so it'll depend on your... Oh, fucking gosh. Okay. That's of course fucking fun. And how the fuck can it still rain outside? Like, I think actually you can hear it when I actually talk. But like... Fuck. Oh, Brett. How often I found resource focus on the CPU view of... What do you say here? By writing to this field, the system controls the device. For example, allows the device to access PCIe I/O memory. Alright. And nothing is coming in great. Just need to check. It would be fucked if I actually accidentally get what's it called? Just like rain in. Device is based on that one. Bad gateway, damn it. Two things, there was something about Bar Zero there. To clarify, the video card has its own built-in memory, and Bar Zero says where the memory appears in the CPU's physical memory address space. You can't set it to conflict with the already used by normal RAM. I did make Bar 0 point. Okay. The thing is, what was Bar 1? Did they say Bar 1 or Bar 0? Bar 0. That's fucking high up. Damn. OS diff, VGA, PCI. I've accidentally been I was accidentally muted. Fuck. Right, yeah. Does this one say anything about PCI? Display generation. Yeah. Okay, I don't. Hmm. As well as the large separate region, typically this first block. Oh yeah. Actually, should we? Okay, should I just maybe? Because it's pretty much just like the PCI here. Pretty much just like if I do it here, I'll then have to talk directly. And if I use my actual driver here, I don't really have to like talk directly, if you can say in that way. So I think I'm just going to improve this in every single way I possibly can, which is maybe not much, but I can certainly try. So one of the first things that I probably should do is to get more. That was not there, it was here. I was wondering where it was. Get some more information about VSA, which that was in 10. All right. Alright. What functions do I use? SID I use VSA support. Get entry. I use F01. Here. Get SVGA mode information. Alrighty. Which gives us a lot of things. Window attributes. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much okay. Let's then get ourselves, or do I actually have one of those open? I don't think I have. We'll throw it in here. And we need a VSA. I think it's called VSA table. Display table. No, okay, we'll just like do resolution table. Does a tiny VGA has one, but I need one with the actual modes, yeah, like this, Squishy. SXGA. Ugh. Alright, VSA. Yeah, please find an actual resolution table, please. Modes, I think. Here we have. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Great. There. Here we just simply have normal VGA compatible boards. Here we have some other shit. VSA support. You can see that's VSA using if it's above 100 hex, then it's VSA. So I don't know if actually I have support for this, but I at least have support for this. So now, as I read at some point, there's two ways we can do resolutions, pretty much. There's two ways we can do resolutions. One of the ways is the Windows solution to everything. Fuck around and figure out. So now in Windows you have yourself that Windows setting, I guess it's called, display settings is called, where you need to manually go in and choose your resolution and your refresh rate. And I don't actually fully know here, but no, it's something of the same thing. Here in Linux, and I also think for Mac also. Let's just get them all, I guess. Wasn't that easy. So I'm gonna, not there, not you, you. Great. So 10, 11, 12, 13. I can remember the first one is 100. And that needs to be hex. Hex 100, 100, 101. I think I can just like copy this. Hex 2. Hex 3. Hex 4 does not exist. 5. Hex 7 and hex 9. There is no such thing as these ones here, at least not on this list. But then there is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 22, and 24. And of course, -1 for me. Can't you technically not have any resolution? I think technically you can have. VGA modes here. Get BDP. Let's just take any graph. Right there, this is both the same. enable video output, and here, here I actually set it to be color or not, and enable attribute controller. Yeah, this is one thing that I really hate about the VGA. You don't just have a bandwidth. Oh, refresh bandwidth component, for fuck's sake. I may be a little bit tired. And there's no height. Screen disable. And yeah, this is a list of all of them. So color select, plain enabled, color don't care. Display, disable, display skew, divide memory address, clock feature, horizontal. Maximum scan line. Maybe that could be something. Monochrome emulator. RAM enable. Start horizontal blanking. Okay. Maybe that could be something at least. Display end. Oops. Where was I? Somewhere at least. What is write mode? Sync enable. What about this mode restriction? What the fuck is with that? Write mode, a 2-bit. But as I said before, you don't really like just have a you don't really have a designated like width and height register. You have everything else other than that. Seeing as miscellaneous graphics register. I think I do believe I do set, no I don't set those into here, all the way down, and then we will say VGA, I guess it's right register, yeah, then it is register select, miscellaneous graphics register. Actually, we needed to do miscellaneous port. That one. When set to 1, it's bit A0 replaced with. I guess I can just say 0. I don't even have fucking miscellaneous yet. And this is this is a graphics. That's a graphics register. Damn it. VGA. Mode graphics. Graphics register offset. I do believe it's called. It's just called graphics register. Okay, in my defense, there is no such thing as a defense here. Okay, so now with that, now we use the full as much memory as we possibly can. Memory map selects display. No, it does CRT. Extended memory. Character set A. Of low. Select two. Okay, I think, yeah, these two go together, Gushi. So select font resides at one of these addresses. This in the sequence. An extended memory says when this bit enables the video memory from there to there. Must be one to enable character map selection. Okay. Alright, but at least now we got as much memory as possible. Now if I go into my main, yeah, and then I go down here, do a VGA, set mode. Now we have a few modes that we can use. Actually, let me just let's really quickly see it through. Damn it. No, it's not even a semicolon. Oh. Permission denied. I know errors, great. I was just about to say, I would guess if there should be an error, then there should be a linker error. We need to change this one down here. Okay, here we have some modes. Let's really quickly open it and then zoom a little bit in. So now I want to have a mode for text and as high as possible with color. Okay, can you, yeah, color, mono. I guess I can also do mono. 0 by 0. Absolute perfection. And it starts there at B8000. let's take mode 12 is it for me then, technically. Uh, 12, 32. If I then go in here, because then this one will then go in and do that and there. Right now, I'll not say anything will work, especially not when I accidentally don't fucking build it. I don't expect anything to work, and I can already see it didn't work. Any PGA. I forgot to I forgot to do that. What happened here? Wooden height 0. That doesn't even do anything. Internally, there is something, but I just can't see anything. Why 17 then? Nine and A. Yeah, we do have 9 and A. Okay, anyways. Now this is an actual thing than before. Didn't work. Even though, holy shit, look at that height. Yeah, nothing happened. Damn it. It could have been fun if actually something happened. But alas, none did happen. Now, should I... Like, there's some things that I could probably do. In the form that, if you do remember right here, and if I then check, I guess it's then maybe here. Up. Why the fuck do I actually set the... I don't. $17, and I did say 17, right? $17. That is 11. Alright, that is weird. 1780 by 520. There is not even a 80 by 520 resolution. What the fuck is scam? Yes, what happens if I do 14, 15 and 16? What happens if I do right after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I don't expect anything, yeah, because this is then just dead. Pretty much. It's a 0 by 0. 0 by 0 by 0. Yeah. That one's still... There's no way that is real. From 16, as in 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 23? Is 23 correct? Yes, it is. Because here we have one that's there and it matches perfectly with that one, so yeah. 23, so yeah, we don't have support for that. Actually, maybe we just need to do some things about that. But holy shit, there isn't many, like, of these. Should maybe just try to do this? That could actually be 107. That's from 23. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, two things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 29. With 500. Oh shit. Should I maybe try to do 29? But then I will have to do it through the bootloader. And actually also through VSA. Because yeah. Things there. Set video mode. Oh, we actually have some more here. Well, okay. 16 million. That is actually a small fucking window. That's a fucking small window for 16 mil. Yeah, for 16 million. Now I would much rather do 115. Like just like go full on out. Special full memory access mode. Like there's at some point I would like try to like just make an operating system only from like the bootloader. I think actually that could be pretty fun to do at some point. You are kind of limited in a sense in what you could do because you always need to go down to the BIOS and go there and yeah. But we need to set it using new video mode using the formats shown here. And CRT information block. Bit mode set 11. AX, okay. If I do here. So we do have the information here. Now we just need to relay that pretty much down. Do we actually use... Do we even use the info? No, we don't. Holy shit. That's actually a little bit funny. So now, is that on the stack or on... That's not on the stack. Huh. Again, I have totally forgotten everything about... minimum and maximum memory here, and then we have fat driver here. We have our fat driver here and then kernel address there. So we do have something there. At actually, how big is this? Not actually, actually pretty big. So let's actually like do something about it. BSA info address 0 hex. Actually, that needs to be a void pointer. And you are there. You're there. That means 5. And I guess memory there. And let's also do this. And our size is... I was just about to say 512. Is it 512? It's 512. Only 512. That might not seem like a lot, but it can't be in the stack. So yeah, we can now say down and set this one. And as soon as we get in here, you can say info equals to a BBE info block there. Then we need to then go up here. Say include memory defines. And now we got this. Now we also don't need to do that anymore. Great. And now we have this one globally. Great. All right. Which means that we can do whatever nearly we want. This thing's to take that one back? No, it's down here. Good morning. But really, does that one not actually need that? Yeah. No, we just need that. Okay. Alright. Consistency. So yeah, the CRT information block. I do believe that is what we get here. No, that is something else. Present of in the list of video modes returned by that one is... But that is only if we actually BBA actually is over, which we don't go because we only do 17. Yeah, okay. We hope. There's not really anything else that we could do other than just to hope. Yeah. Is a fucking bar pointer. Okay. Okay, so let's do some x86 assembly in 16/32-bit mode. This one we'll call set the hope. Yeah, we reconnect successfully. Okay, so this is it this one? Nope. Okay. Like that. Like that. Okay, cushy. So yeah, we only need the mode, and that's it. Sit and sit. So now, first of all, we wanna enter real mode. Oh yeah, we need to enter real mode. For fuck's sake. I wanna die. So what registers are going to be changed? AX we need AX to return a boolean. BX, there's the long versions, and ES. We have to also need the ES. Yeah, well, alright. Even though we actually don't maybe really need this. But anyways, let's start at BP plus 8. So let's move BX BP8. Get the mode. Move AX. Actually, what have we done up here? Let us move AX. And that's number 2. Sit. And is it just like int there? Now we wanna, okay. So what we're going to check now, CMP, the full AX register, and we're going to check for 00 for F. Success and function supported. Now jump equals, because then we can fall through here. If we fall through here, we'll XOR X with AX, and then we'll jump to a end label. Here we'll jump to a success. You can also see we also check that here. So this is kind of like to upper. VSA not supported, so then we'll jump there. Now success. If we do have our success, and it's supported and all that, well then it's pretty much our end, actually. Isn't it? Let me see. So, alright, let's run through this. We'll do the function. We'll compare AX with that. If it is equals, then we'll jump to the end. No action needed. No other action needed. And there. Gonna waste a little bit here, but not too much. AL with AL. Because for me it is, if this one is 0, well then it's false. And here, pretty much here it means true. Actually, yeah, we do need that success. Just smallest fucking jump ever. Succeed. Because then we need to move AX1. Can we do this easier? Yeah, success in HL. So if it just like sets AL with 1, that should work. Theoretically it should work. And then we'll go, then we need to restore restures, which was only EBX. We need to push there, pop back out, and restore the old. Why the fuck are we doing that? Okay. As long as it works, and then return. Right down. Crucial. So now, if we say x86, actually how the VGA set mode? I'm in my kernel. x86 set video mode 117, did I say? I said 117, right? Yeah. 17. Wow. Whoop. Okay. Trying just to enter protected mode. It's becoming agony. Okay. Okay, I was just about to explode everything there, but okay. Let's see if graphics work. We are in text mode. Something tells me that it didn't succeed. and set mode for the SA. And then we'll go to set VGA mode 1, 0. We'll do 0. Is it really that fucking agonizing? Oh. I have a feeling that it didn't work. Didn't work, yeah. How the fuck could I know that? Okay. What the hell is wrong? Let's just try to return int to see what the fuck is happening. So first of all, I want to check what the fuck the result is. Result is equals to there. Not capitalized, please. There, and then if it is then we'll do this. Gushy. Alright. Now what should happen is that it flies through. And if it is not that, then we'll do something else. But is it really that agonizing to get into protected mode? Index. Oh. Yeah, so there's a 1 there, which means that it was a failure. So it is supported. When even someone else's code doesn't fucking work, yeah. Whose code are you using? Just... like... OSDev, first source... Ah. And it's fucking wrong. Okay, I see. Protected mode. CLI. Disable interrupts, yes. Load the GDT. Set protected mode. And go into protected mode. Okay. Looks good enough. First link side at the bottom. First linked side at the bottom. Here and the external links. I guess so. Nice ass. Fuck's sake. Where's that? There. At least fucking declare it as a word. They declare it as a fucking byte. At least the information is good enough. Define. That's not even correct. You need. It specifically says that it needs to be a word and then double. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But it specifically needs a word and a double. Work. Where the fuck? Here. Offset. 21 and 15. A word and a double. And they fucking do it as a byte and a word. What the fuck? This EAX. What do I use? Okay, EAX here. But that one can massively be improved. Instead of using EAX, just use AX. Alright. Holy shit. I'm actually a little bit surprised over that actually went through and... Alright, yeah, I need those two, yeah. And 3 out of 4 links are fucking 404. Let's see. Not found. 404. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see, what kind of roast here? Oh, they used correct descriptors. They also do the null. Great. Go into detail. Great. Granularity, base height. And here they do it correctly. Alright. That's good. Press it. Yeah, of course, that's Wikipedia. And let me get 404. Okay. Yeah, I can understand as agony when you spite for the fucking shit. Wait, I need my map files to sing this. Give me a minute. I need my map file for stage 2. There. Entry. There. Where is this? This is in the code segment, okay. I'm really quick going to approve these two of being global. Congratulations, you guys have now made it to being global. Just wait, you'll be promoted again. Demoted is probably then. It's demoted? Yeah, it's demoted. What? I've literally made you guys global now. What the fuck? It's in the interest segment, so But anyways, it can't be too big at least. Like, now one thing that I also like saw here. Do they? 2 seconds. Wait, are they? Is this the bootloader? The actual bootloader? This is the actual bootloader. Huh? Is this fucking file that they're using? Holy shit. Mew goes into crash and reboot cycle. That's probably after the GDT gets loaded. Which is probably because that they are fucking using a byte and a fucking word. I now will fucking check if this is actually something that you actually can. Let's see. There. Loading from hard disk immediately crashes. Gotta love it. It still doesn't work. Still doesn't work, huh? I will guess that is your first file in your project, in your code base. What I guess in the context of this very much fine tutorial. God. If I should say anything, which I will anyways, I would say have split your bootloader in 2. Pretty much. Because at least for me over here, this bootloader here, that's just to get out of the boot sector. Which again, reminder, the boot sector is only 512 bytes. So you can't do too much in here. Yeah, of course you can't do too much in here. But when you then finally have gone through, finish read, and then you're jumping to another place. In my case, to this instruction. Here, I will begin to slowly but surely collect information and find your kernel. But if it doesn't work still, you have one file probably. I don't fucking know then. Actually, can I write a bootloader in the boot sector? Just off the top of my head. There's at least one thing that I can't remember off the top of my head. That is this. Try to make me remember this. I can't. Okay. 16 bits section, the text. Do you have to enable yeah, you do. Shows it's on by default. Wait, what? Nothing is fucking on by default. Literally. Like, at least from, like, for me, like, at least just in case A20 is on by default. I don't think so. Like, the reasoning that the A20 line exists is because of backwards compatibility. 501 megabits plus 500 are... Okay. Okay. Like, I would say, just in case, always, like, just do it. Right, yeah, now what I need to do within a linker script. So we have an fs jump here. We should do before anything else. So we need to say section dot fs jump. Here we need to say jump into a thing called, into a section called .fs header. But like 1 megabyte, megabit. Like I would always, like I would say, just in case, always turn it on. Always like always do it. A section reserved for. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's the fucking name. And then entry. And here we have a fine label right here. Okay. Now it's time for me to hopefully think what I'm doing, to hopefully know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to do this like it is a section dot BIOS footer dot define word 55AA, my favorite fucking thing ever, and a section dot BSS. That's a BS. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like it is a floppy disk that I'm booting from. That means that we need to have a file name, define bytes. Now, what will this file be called? This file will be called stage 2. Now that is 6. That needs to be 8.3 there, and a bin. That then 8.3. That's because it is the 8.3 format in FAT. Yeah. because then we can compare this to, and if we then compare it, if we can compare it to another string that's then 12 bytes long. So always 12 bytes for fat names. No matter fucking what. God damn it, like that's sometimes I hate fat for that. Because of their 8.3 format. Right there. Okay, so in the entry, the things that we need to do in entry is to first of all jump to 0000 7 to here. First thing that we need to do is to do that. And why do we maybe need to do this? Okay, so we can do this in two ways. We can use we can push, return, and we can jump using a offset, using the segment offset way. If I'm not fully mistaken, jump with a segment offset thing takes a fuck ton of bytes, 7, and this only takes 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1, and then this one must like take 9 or something like that, and then 7 bytes, at least off the top of my head. Actually, all of my registers. What are my registers? My registers are not in a data segment currently. Not in any segments. So we should set AX, which is 0 out AX, to then set some segments here. Whilst we do that, we can do this. Here we can do a small stack, reserve byte. Actually, how was that again? That was it like this? 55, because in the BSS you can use as much data as you want to, and it's within the same segment. So we'll do something like 7C00, so that's 7D00, and then we need to push the current segment, and then the finger one, and then here. Right down. I think we have DS and ES. Yeah, if I'm not fully mistaken. If I'm not fully mistaken, we do have DS and ES. Alright. Intersection which shouldn't be too far down the file. Linear jump is 127, yeah, that is. Okay. So what we now have is that we are going to here. Now we're here because there's some biases that that flip these two around pretty much, which from here, if we are here and we are, for example, trying to get this name, the name, for example, well, that would have to be a long, I think it is. No, is it a far? At least we'll have to get it using a segment offset, which is not good. So yeah. Why is this one going all the way up there? Right. Okay. So now with that, now we need to look into these things. Interrupts. Now interrupts can't really do us too much standing like alone by themselves. But one thing that they can do, I'm gonna take the Wikipedia one because that actually tells me shit. One thing that they're good at is to. It was 13. It was 13, isn't it? Yeah, it's 13. I totally forgot which one it is. That was 12. 13. Right here, yes. Alright, but yeah. These things can read shit for us. And because that we have all the fat data baked into here, we don't really need to do that much about it. Now, don't think about these numbers. They're only temporary numbers. You don't need to think about them. So now this depends on if we are in FAT32 or in 12 or 16. Where's the root? Where's the root directory? This depends on if we are in FAT12 or in the other two here. Because I can't actually remember fully what it is. But the reordering was a little bit changed. Yeah, I think actually it's that the data segment in FAT12 and in FAT32, the data section comes after the root. So now the root directory is no longer, it's actually a thing in FAT32. So this, we need to keep that in mind. But with that, we need to get a. Do we need to reset the system disk? Focus controller to recalibrate drive heads. Seek to track 0 for down. Okay. Yes, we do. Okay. What we now need to do then. Okay, so drive is already, so the drive was given to us in DL. Would I advise to save it? Yes. very much advised to save it. Actually, 2 seconds. How the fuck did you do that? Yeah, it is just in like... Alright. But don't save it in the BSS. Yes, you don't have too much space, but you have good enough space to do a data segment. And if you're smart about everything, about the rest you use, those rest you use, you don't need to save it. I'm gonna try to see if I'm smart. Probably not, but here goes nothing. So yeah, we need to reset the disk at first. The way that we do that is to... We have already XORed right there. AH to 0 and then DL to there, and then we can do AX is 0 from up there. DL, the drive is in DL already. So we have now reset the drive. Now we want to read a lot of things in. But before we do that, we need to figure out where the root directory is. Now I already know where about it is. It's about at 400, at 6 of 400. About there. 4,000, sorry. At least that depends on how many bats to things. So the way that we need to calculate this is that we need to say reserve sectors plus bat count times sectors per fat. What do we get out of this? Well, we get the root directory out of that. The root directory sector. Actually 2 seconds now, I'm beginning to second guess myself. I said I wouldn't fucking use my yeah, right here. Root entry count. That is not the correct one. Let me see. So how do we get root again? Sector number. That data sector. Reserve sectors number of fats times there. That one is only for, and this one is total sectors, which is only for 16 and 32. First sector of cluster. Here. Root entry. Isn't this for, yeah, for fat 32? I want to figure it out. using root directory count, root cluster, okay. Root directory sectors. That's definitely not how you... Yeah, reserved times that. Yeah, Gucci, thank you. Right here. So yeah, the reserved sectors count and then right there, Gucci. So it's like this. Now again, we want to do this as early as possible to be able to actually utilize everything. So now, actually technically we could actually just have this one here. You might ask why. Well, this number is pretty much always constant, and also there's 3 bytes there. There's 8 bytes there. That is already 11 bytes. You are not going to go under go over 11. So yeah, we can just like do that, I guess. So yeah, now we need to do some calculations. And this means also doing a multiplication. So let's do this first. So this means that we need to use the multiplication. Multiplies AX by the operand unsigned. Okay. That means AX needs to go first. And then the other operand, let's say BX. I forgot to do a dash there. Nope. BX. Now, where's the result going to be? Byte source, actually word, we're going to do word. Actually, byte. Yeah. If byte operand AX AL times source, we could probably actually do byte. Now there's a register slash immediate 8. I don't know if the register should be, because I don't want to involve DX. Just in case, I'm gonna say BL here. Even though this is technically a word, but on a floppy disk you're not going to have more than 9. So this now gives us AL AX equals to AL times BL. Now I have that result into AX. So that means then now we need to do plus now we then need to do the rest here. And here we can again use BX. Using the reserve sectors, we can add AX to BX. Pretty much saying that AX is equals to this. Okay. Now comes the fun part. You might ask, hey, what the fuck is more fun than this? Well, we now need to figure this shit out. Okay, here we go. Now let's go through it slowly but surely. Let's take from number of sectors to read must be non-zero. Okay. Low 8 bits of cylinder number. I'm asking AI because no one else knows. That's also a good one. We have a good one to do. Sector number probably high. And high 2 bits of cylinder. Hard disk use only. Head number, drive number. Bit 7 set for hard drives. And data buffer. So now we need to turn whatever this is into CHS. Currently, what we currently have in AX is LBA, logical block addressing. We need to turn that into LBA into CHS, cylinder head sector. Yeah. So now we just need to do it, which I can't remember for the life out of me how the heck this is. How to do. Okay, I think what I'm first of all gonna do is to actually use my text section now to make a LBA to CHS function, which what we're going to have as the parameters, AX as the LBA, and now AX as the AL don't need to be used, but CH as the. Do I need to set up IDE now? Like, I don't have Visual Studio set up for anything. I actually know it. This is for tools slash. Oh, IDT. Fuck. IDE, IDT. No, in the bootloader. Except for if you're going to actually require input. Input being from the keyboard, for example, or disk. Or the disk you can actually just utilize pulling. Pretty much pulling is just you asking, are you done? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? That's pretty much pulling. But you don't need interrupts except for if you actually need input from the keyboard and you don't have the BIOS, aka if you're in protected mode. So no. If you're in protected mode, then yes. If you're not, then no. Is what it boils down to, pretty much. Maybe that's a fucking hardware time knocking on the GDT. Maybe that's a fucking hardware timer knocking on the GDT. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that you also need to set up an IDT for set up the IDT for hardware timers. Yeah, what else can you do it? Use one of those for user input through the keyboard and mouse. Timers. CMOS you do through just port. Can I fucking disable it because timer, GDT or IDT? I would guess timer. You don't need a timer if it's that. Anything, everything. Sadly, you do need a GDT. You do need a GDT if you wanna do partial 32-bit, which you need to do 32-bit if you wanna do C, for example. Then you need to do 32-bit. Low 8 bits of cylinder number. Where is the unprotected 32-bit? There is none. Either you're protected in 32-bit or you're not and you're in 16-bit. That's it. Zero through 8. And I'm not protected. I am not in either of these modes. I am rebooting. Alright. But if you like, yeah, what? Yeah, then you're in real mode. If you're not in protected, then you're in real mode. In 8086 real mode, I do believe it's fully called. 2 bits of. I'm not. Actually, that I'm only using it for. Yeah, so we don't need to do it. Head number DL drive number, which that's a constant pretty much. So okay, now we need to do multiplication. No, not multiplication, division and whatnot. So get ready for that. So okay, first of all, let's make it very much C style, and then we can take it over here. C style meaning that I'm not even going to be doing anything there. So we need to do this first. Right, yeah, we also need to get. Is this sectors per track? Yeah, we already have sectors per track, don't we? Sectors per track, yeah. So it's there. So yeah, AX is LBA, so okay. Division. What do we get out of U? Divides AX by the operand unsigned modulo at DX or AH. Do you have a mod? Oh, damn it. They weren't good enough to do a mod fucking thing there. Okay, here. If source 0, division by 0 error. That's good enough. So AH. So AL is the temp. Okay. First of all, let's push AX onto stack. Now. Okay. So this is probably the one that we want to do. That's my settings. Okay. What the fuck is the... Oh, okay. Now we want to divide that one by that one. That means then that we want to do move BX. Actually, isn't it like this? I think it's like this, yeah. And then BX. Which now means then that we got the mod of this in AH. Okay. Then we need to add AH1 to fully get that one. Done with that. The cylinders. Again, we need to do now that is the number of heads, I do believe. Which we do have a total number of heads right there. Okay. Let's then move these two. Let's then pop AX off the stack again. I do believe I need this one again, so let's pop it back on the stack. First of all, we need to do LBA divided by the sectors per track. This means that we need to do division BX. Now, why BX again? Well, that is because that we can reuse it. Now, this is not going to be higher than 8. Right, yeah. I think so at least. That actually also means that we need to use BL here to use a 16-bit. So yeah, now we did that. So now AL equals to that, aka that first part there. And now we need to get the number of heads. I'm gonna throw that into CX. And then I think actually then we can just use, actually first of all we need to then do CHCH, AH, and then we could do division ACL. I do believe that there's only a, and now a CL again. And now we got that. And this one needs to be ACH. Right? No, it CL, yeah. Yeah, okay, then we need to do CH here. And move CHAL. Okay. Last one. We already have all the things that we need, so, and this is only also going to be the last time we're going to pop AX out. Actually, that was a lie. We need to have AX back again. So let me see. So LDA divided by that one, BX has not been changed, so we can just divide BL again. Which now means this exact same thing has happened again. But now we need to mod it. That means then that we now need to XOR again. AH. And now we need the heads. And now we've run out of luck with CH, so now we need to use BL just, I guess. Division BL. So AH again. And then move that into DH. Pop AX. Okay. Let me just save BX2. That then needs to be the first one. Alright. There's probably a lot of ways actually I can improve this. First of all, instead of popping and pushing and popping AX out in and out all the time, we can just pop DX, set it as that one, and then say DX here when we are ready to go again. Saving us a few instructions. So it should actually be pretty good now. It should actually be pretty good. Okay. Let's then return out of there. And let's then say call LBA to CHS. Alright, so now we got that out of the way. But we still need some more shit. to be able to run this function. Now we already have ch, cl, and there, and dl. What I'm gonna do now is to make a new function called read sector. This one is going to do right here. We don't need, and this one we also don't need. We don't want compatibility with the hard disks. I guess you could say. Alright, so let's first of all actually set this one up. So we wanna do one sector, because I do believe that we only have one sector. Didn't we have a directory entry count? Apparently E 00 is 00 E 0. Didn't we have a? Apparently not. Oh, didn't we? Alright. But one sector, because that's usually what you have in floppy disks. Then wanna get. Now we wanna get a buffer. Buffer 512 bytes, because again we have a thing there. Buffer, and now I guess I can then call read sector. Yeah, because ES has already been set. Oh shit, the clock is so fuck. Well, I think I'm gonna really quickly just close for the day. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm gonna close for the day. See you all. Goodbye.